The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his apostles, "Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take up his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. Whoever receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And whoever receives a righteous man because he is a righteous man will receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives only a cup of cold water to one of these little ones to drink, because the little one is a disciple, amen, I say to you, he will surely not lose his reward." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So, let's say from mid-February to the beginning of April, which is usually the worst time of winter because you're tired of it, and it snows all dirty and it's not going away, and there's no more football, and baseball hasn't started yet, and I don't watch hockey or basketball. There's nothing to do. So, this past winter, I watched some TV, and I watched in particular two of these mini-series. One was kind of a politically based mini-series, and one was based on kidnapping and murder and police and that kind of stuff. And I noticed when I was watching them that the antagonist, the main character, in both cases, were very good people who got stuck in terrible situations and were looking for a way to get out. And they had, or were surrounding themselves with people that they thought they could trust, people they thought that would help them. Some of these people were very close to them. Some of these people they had known for years. And in both of these miniseries, and I know this is the way it goes because they got to sell the miniseries and they got to make money, whatever. But there's always twists and turns, and the guy that you thought was a good guy wasn't a good guy, and the guy you thought that was kind of not very trustworthy was trustworthy. I'm sure you've seen those kinds of movies and miniseries before. But the fact that the people that they were being surrounded with ended up not being trustworthy, somebody that they couldn't really trust to help them, and that perhaps were even leading them in the right or the wrong direction. And I thought, I hope life isn't like that. I don't think it is. Sometimes those things happen in our lives. But for the most part, the people that we trust and the people that we want and the people that want to help us are trustworthy and are helpful. And their help is very much appreciated. In the first reading today, the prophet Elisha goes by this woman's house, this Shunammite woman, quite often. And he trusted that he knew whenever he was walking that way, she would have a meal for him. And that probably made him feel really, really good. At least he could trust that in his journeys of prophesying and whatever. In fact, it got to the point where she was so generous to him that she built a little room in the attic and gave it some furniture so that when he came by, he could also spend the night there, do his studies, do his praying, eat his food, whatever. She was very generous. She was very kind. We don't know this woman's name. It's not mentioned. She was from Schumann. That's all we know. And that she was very kind to him. And in the gospel, Jesus gives us a few examples of when we need to be kind. If you receive another person because of me, because you realize that person is a follower, is a son of God, is a child of God, just like you are, then God will treat you that way. If you're kind, if you're generous to those people. And the last phrase in the gospel is, if you give even a cup of cold water to someone who's thirsty, because you believe that person is a child of God, and we believe that everybody are children of God, that God will treat you in the same way. And I think this is a wonderful model for us to remember this weekend. Be kind. Be generous in the way you treat others. Whether it's people that you live with, people that you work with, people that you go to school with, people in your neighborhood, people in your family. Unlike these mini-series on television that kind of lead us astray and make us wonder, is this person trustworthy, is this person not trustworthy? We hope that those people like that don't exist in our lives. Much worse, I hope that you're not one of those type of people, that you make it believe that people can trust you, but maybe they can't. And so if that's the case, we need to look into ourselves. Jesus is telling us. We need to make ourselves more trustworthy, more generous, more kind.